Hello everyone, this is Ayush Gupta and you're watching the Booster Shot. So, in our today's lecture we are going to discuss about the Indian telecommunication sector. Basically, the Indian telecommunication sector has been reeling under stress for quite some time, and in order to elevate the sector from this very stress, the government has come out with certain policy measures. The same policy measures have been discussed in today's Indian Express's Explained section, and which is also the very reason that I have picked up this very topic for our today's discussion. This topic happens to be important for us from GS3's perspective. So let us see the journey of Indian telecom sector. So basically, the boost to Indian telecom sector was given in 1990s when this sector was liberalized. Before this, only the government companies were running the telecom sector. So there were about a dozen companies, telecommunication companies in 1990s, and since these companies could not pay up the spectrum fees. Now what is spectrum? So basically, spectrum are airways which are used for carrying mobile data and voice, and there are different frequencies, or you can say bandwidths of the same. So since private players were not able to pay the license fees of this spectrum upfront in 1990s, the government came up with a policy. Now this policy allowed these private players to share its revenue with the government. So these private players entered into an agreement with the government to share a part of their revenue with the government from their operations in lieu of the license fees. This was known as adjusted gross revenue, and within a very short time frame, the Indian telecom market saw an extreme boost. So tele density in India grew sharply from 3.6% in 2001 to about 84% in 2016. India today has more than 1 billion subscribers and happens to be the second largest market of the world with respect to telecommunication. So this was basically the boom phase of, or the golden period of, telecommunication sector. So why is this sector reeling under stress today? Let us see all the reasons behind this very thing. So the problem for telecommunication sector started in 2003. In 2003, the Department of Telecommunication sent all the telecom operators a notice with respect to their AGR dues. So basically, there was a difference of definition with respect to AGR, with respect to revenue of the government and that of the private players, that of the telecom companies. So in 2005, just a second. In 2005, the Cellular Operators Association moved against the government to Telecom Dispute Settlement and Appellate Tribunal with respect to this definition of the government. In our later slides, we will get to know as to what was the difference between both of these definitions. So from here, the problems started. Then in 2012, the Supreme Court cancelled about 122 2G licenses in wake of the 2G scam, and a new process of auctioning of spectrum started. This increased the cost of spectrum steeply because the telecom companies did not have any base with respect to as to what should be the price of a spectrum, and since the sector was in a boom state till this time, so the spectrums were auctioned at a higher rate. Then growing technology increased cost of equipment along that of spectrum. Constant cycle of investment started within a decade. For example, first the telecommunication industry invested in setting up 2G data equipments. Then it had to invest within this very decade into 3G equipments, then into 4G, and now 5G. So you can see, although spectrums will start generating revenue in about 20 to 30 years, however, a big chunk of investment has to be made into equipment at the primary stage. And for those companies who had invested in 2G equipment, and when 2G became obsolete, they invested in 3G, 3G soon became obsolete, 4G came, and now we are seeing under 5G. So large amount of investments had to be made in a very short span. Then in 2016, Reliance Jio entered the market. Now Reliance Jio did not have to go through the investments with respect to 2G infrastructure or 3G infrastructure. It started with 4G, and the race to bottom with respect to telecom tariffs started. So as we all know that Reliance came up with ultra low tariffs in order to attract customers in the market, and therefore all the players had to reduce their rates of tariff as well in order to sustain in the market. Then lastly, the biggest thing came in 2019 when the Supreme Court with respect to these AGR dues ruled against the telecom companies. So basically when these telecom cellular association moved against the government in telecom dispute settlement and appellate tribunal, this appellate tribunal had actually ruled in favor of telecom companies. However, the government appealed in the Supreme Court and decision was given against the telecom companies. Now the problem is that the telecom companies never anticipated that they would lose the case, and they had not made any provisions with respect to this sort of contingent liability. So what happens is, in accounting, whenever you feel that there is a contingent liability upon you, contingent means that this liability may happen or may not happen, then in order to be safe, you provide for certain provision every year. Certain provision of money is been set every year aside, so that in future if this liability comes, you can pay off that very liability. However, this was not done by telecom companies, and in one stroke they were having a liability of 93,000 crore rupees over them. And so you can see the aggregate of this very problem, all these problems led to the decline or stress in telecom sector. In this manner, while the liabilities and investment expenditure kept on rising, the commensurate revenue did not. As we know that with the coming of Reliance, the revenue had sunk to the sharpest level. For example, in India today 1 GB costs you about 0.26 cents, about 26 cents is the cost of 1 GB in India, whereas in US it is $12, in UK it's $8, and global average cost of data is about 600 rupees a GB today, whereas in India it has been selling at 18.5 rupees per GB. Now what has been the result? The result is that today from a dozen telecom companies, our Indian market is only having 3 operators in the name of Reliance, Jio, Airtel and Vodafone Idea. And out of these 3 also, 2 companies are under severe stress, financial stress, which is the Airtel and Vodafone Idea. Vodafone Idea, for that matter, is having about 1.9 lakh crore rupees of debt today, and therefore we are looking at a situation in which if any of these companies collapse, we might be just having only 1 or 2 players in the telecom market. Now let us understand the dispute with respect to the AGR, dispute with respect to the definition of AGR. With respect to the same, the government has brought in certain measures today so as to give relief to the telecom sector. So the government said that AGR is to include all the revenues before discount. For example, a pack costs you 100 rupees, the telecom company gives 20 rupees discount, you pay the telecom company 80 rupees. So government को इसका आपको 8% देना था. However, the government says that no, you have to give me 8% of 100 rupees. I will not take into account this discount that you are giving to them. So therefore, your liability would be more, because naturally 8% of 80 rupees is less than 8% of 100 rupees. Besides this, the government said that revenue will include revenue from all other activities of yours. For example, we have also seen the telecom companies in recent times also selling mobile phones. So they also generate revenue from mobile phones. Besides this, when extra cash comes to the telecom companies, they sought to invest these cash in mutual funds or in other assets. So these assets also gave dividends to them. Government said that you need to provide us, these dividends are also your revenue, and you should also provide us the 8% margin on these revenues also. Then if you have sold any asset, that asset has given you certain capital gain, that would also be considered as your revenue, and you should also give us a percentage of the same as well. Whereas the telecom company says that the AGR should only include revenue which is derived from the core services and not dividend or any interest or profit on sale of any investment or fixed asset. So they said that only the core services, the telecom services, whatever revenue will be arising from this, our liability is to provide you only with that and not with respect to any revenue generated from our ancillary activities. However, government stand was accepted by the Supreme Court. Now, let us first see as to what is the importance of telecom sector in our Indian economy, and then only we can appreciate as to how important it was for the government to bring in these reforms or give telecom sector the breathing space that it has given recently. So basically, telecom sector is the second largest revenue earner for the government after income tax. When we speak of non-tax revenue of the government in form of spectrum sales, then telecom sector gives 90% of government's non-tax revenue. Besides this, this sector is also critical for the Digital India mission. Telecom sector is the backbone of many industries today, especially the e-commerce industry. Besides this, lot of foreign exchange has been generated because of telecom sector. The FDI inflows, if we are to calculate from 2000 to 2021, about $37 billion of FDI has been received by the India. And then based on data from GSMA, it also created close to 4 million jobs in let alone 2020 only. So it is a job creator, it creates taxes for the government, it brings foreign investment for the government. Naturally, if we allow this sector to go under the bush, then we will be losing a very important component of the market, and this would have ripple effects on all other markets as well. Now, let us see the policy measures that the government has taken with respect to giving breathing space to telecoms. First of all, government has given an option of moratorium on payments. So government has said that for about 4 years, you do not need to pay us the AGR dues, this 93,000 crore rupees, and you can opt for this very option, and these payments can be deferred. And later on, if you want, you can pay these payment in form of equity shares, that they can give their shares, value of those very shares to the government. Then rationalization of AGR. Now government has accepted that okay, we will not take non-telecom revenue. This AGR will now not include non-telecom revenue, and this is despite of Supreme Court's ruling, and in this very manner government has accepted to forego some revenue. Then rationalization of spectrum ecosystem, a fixed calendar for auctions will be bought in. So what happens is that till now the telecom companies were not sure as to when will the government start its auctioning with respect to spectrums, different spectrums and different frequencies. And what this led to is that since they cannot anticipate, in first auctions they bid aggressively, and then when the second auction comes within the 1 year, then they do not have money in their pocket, and therefore then some other player will come up and purchase that very spectrum, or that very spectrum goes uncalled for, and it does not generate that amount of money that the government had thought for it. This required a set calendar so that they can anticipate as to when the government is going to bring what spectrum for auction, and they can plan in that very manner. This is good for both the telecom companies and for the government as well. Lastly, charges on spectrum has been removed. Which are these charges? Supposedly today I have purchased the 2G spectrum in the following bandwidth, and I am not able to use this entire spectrum. Why? Because I do not have users at the last end. Users are having by Reliance Jio. They have shifted to Reliance Jio, and I as an Airtel am holding spectrum in that very region. Then what will I do? I start sharing that spectrum with Reliance Jio. I say that okay, I have this very spectrum, you can purchase the same for me. Then the government said that if you are going to share this very spectrum, then we are going to charge an additional 0.5% spectrum usage charges on you. So now the government has removed this spectrum usage charge, they can share their spectrum. Lastly, the government has also extended the time limit for which the companies can now hold spectrum from 20 years to 30 years. This is yet another bonus for this telecom sector. So will these benefits be enough for the spectrum, for the telecom industry to revive itself? It is yet to be seen, because telecom industry is also facing many other challenges as well along with this thing. For example, high right of way cost. So what happens is that they have to lay fibers in different states for communication, and the state governments generally charge them for the same thing, and there are delays in permissions, and they also charge them sometimes highly for the very same thing. Then declining average revenue per user. As you know that there is stiff competition in the market today, there is a possibility that out of these three companies, one company, if it plays aggressively, it may become a monopoly, and a situation of monopoly is never wanted for the market and is never user friendly, customer friendly. Therefore, what to do with respect to this declining revenue? Because if the average revenue does not rise up per customer, then how these telecom industries, other telecom industries which are not having that amount of financial cushion, for example, Vodafone does not have a financial cushion vis-a-vis Reliance Jio today. Airtel barely has enough capital so as to compete with Reliance Jio. So if this race to bottom does not stop, then there will be a problem. Then over the top applications such as Ola, Uber, WhatsApp, they are not required to get into an agreement with telecommunication companies. So what happens is the telecommunication companies have had major revenue coming from messaging also, coming from calling also. However, this has already started. This place has taken by OTT platforms, and they have eaten up into this revenue share of telecom companies. And therefore, if in future there could be an agreement between revenue sharing agreement between such OTT platforms and telecom companies, then they may give it another breathing space. Then lastly, lack of telecom infrastructure in semi-rural and rural areas. As you know that more than 60% of the Indian population today still resides in rural areas, and that is an important constituency for earning revenue. However, there is lack of penetration of infrastructure by telecom companies in those very areas. Now, the government needs to facilitate the same thing also, because otherwise also this penetration of telecom companies is larger in bigger cities, and they've invested heavily over there and left these areas. Now with the crunch of funds, it is becoming difficult so as to enter into those very areas. Even for the government has thought of BharatNet project, in which it wanted to connect all the gram panchayats with internet and broadband. When the government out of its all the efforts has not been able to meet its deadline, you can very well understand how difficult it is to create infrastructure in a vast country like ours. So this is all with respect to the telecom sector. Should you have any doubts with respect to the same, feel free to ask them and put your doubts in the comment section. I'd also be attaching the PDF of this very lecture on Monday itself. Thank you and have a nice day.